Here's our Rectech smoker, getting up the temperature to 225. And here we are, folks, at 11 p.m. throwing on this pork butt. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this overnight for 8 hours. We'll see you guys at 7 o'clock. All right, folks, a little after 7. We're gonna check the temp of the butt. So we're getting an internal of 154. .162 on the other side of the butt. Let's check the bottom portion of it. We're about 157 on the lower end. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on here for about an hour or so, and we'll check it again. Another thing I forgot to mention, this was a full hopper. At the start of the cook, or about midways on the hopper, so it's about time to fill the hopper. I'm very impressed by this Rectech hopper. It does last overnight. I don't have to come out here and add some more pellets. I understand that there's hoppers that are 8-pound hoppers, and I've seen where people have to go several times throughout the night to make sure they have their fuel source, these pellets. The pork butt's running anywhere from 155 to about 162. So I needed to get past the stall, so I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up to 250. All right, so you guys can see we're right at that sweet spot, 167. I'm gonna go ahead and cool off, put it on a braising liquid, add some brown sugar and butter. Stay tuned for that result. So when you look at that, there's our pork butt, that beautiful mahogany color. A closer look. Wanted to give you guys a more in-depth look at how I'm gonna be wrapping this pork butt. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of that sugar. And I'm just using light brown sugar. I did get this idea from Meat Church. Matt Pittman, if you're watching, if you want to be friends, I love your videos. I'm gonna go ahead and add my pads of butter all throughout the butt. I'm gonna go in with this Hickory all-purpose rub. And the key here is just to get that hickory flavor. I'm using this white grape peach Welch's as our braising liquid. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it with some foil and throw it back on the pit. So here we are back on the pit. I had to do some improvising with this aluminum pan. As you can see, I have to push it in to close my pit. We're gonna let it ride for about an hour. I'm gonna bump up the temperature to 275 and we're gonna see our results. So here's our final product. It should feel like you're putting a hot knife through butter. And there we are, climbing up to the degrees that we're looking for. And up here we have 195. So, as you guys can see, it's very probe tender. We're gonna go ahead and let it rest, come down to about 150, and we'll begin shredding. All right, here I'm gonna go ahead and put on my cotton gloves. These help with the heat coming through. I'm gonna go ahead and add on top a nitro glove. And this is gonna be to shred. I know you see most pit masters wear the cotton glove underneath and a nitro glove right on top. I'm not sure if you say nitro or nitrile. But so now that we're all gloved up, it's time to put the juice you guys see in there in that fat separator. Just like that, I'm gonna go ahead and separate the juices of the brining liquid in this fat separator, and we're gonna use everything that's good that comes out of this. As you guys can see, some of the juices and the fat is already starting to separate. So, how we can tell that we did good work here, we're gonna look for that bone, and it's gonna come out clean. This thing's just falling apart. So you guys can see, nice clean bone. Look at that. Let's shred up this pork. A lot of these parts up here on the top is from the fat cap. So you are gonna get a lot of fat here on the top. You're gonna wanna remove that meat and fat. So just like that, we have our pulled pork nice and shredded. We have a small tray with all the fat trimmings that we removed. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some more of this Hickory barbecue all-purpose rub. And then we're gonna give it a test. I'm also gonna add some of its juices back from that fat separator. As you guys can see, there's a divide on the line. And we're just gonna go around. Placing it back down and gonna move this around. I'm very excited to eat this right now. I'm gonna be taking this tray over to my mom's house. We're gonna have some family over and they're gonna try this. But this is the type of barbecue you see at a barbecue restaurant. Final result, folks. Would you look at that? That is a delicious bite of pulled pork.
Échale aquí tanto.